something really super duper cool and magical happened, and I'm dying to tell you about it. Hi guys, welcome back to the Angie Patterson channel. I am so excited today to share some news with you. So last summer I booked the leads of 2 feature films and I got to film them over July and August. So that's what I did all summer and I'm gonna tell you guys all about it today. But the really exciting part that I wanna share is that one of them, which is called Deadly Inn or Deadly B&B, I'm double checking, there's like 2 different names for it, but it's either Deadly Inn or Deadly B&B, but it will be airing on Friday, January 19th on the Lifetime Movie Network. That's not the regular Lifetime channel, that is LMN, which is a separate channel, which is just movies from Lifetime. So make sure to check it out, set your DVRs or grab some popcorn and watch it live because it's a thriller. Ooh. The rest of the cast in it is so great. Aria Pullman is in it. She is such a beautiful and talented and lovely actress and singer. You should check out her music too. And also Chad Michael Collins is in it. He's in all the sniper films by Sony. And my co-star Kate Nina Lynn, who is an up-and-coming actress, is really, really talented as well. And I just saw the trailer. It's super scary. I swear to God, I got goosebumps after watching it and I'm freaking in it. But I really think you guys will like it. So today's video is really gonna be just like a chit chat all about the experience of shooting 2 movies back to back. It was total insanity, but I learned so much and there's just a lot to tell you about. So if you like a little behind the scenes action, then just keep watching. So basically, I have never really had a role on a show or a film where I had more than 3 minutes of screen time. I mean, I've been on some big shows, but relatively small roles. People will tell you there's no small roles, but I mean, come on guys, there are. The exception is my short film in which I am the lead, but I wrote that for myself, so I don't know if that really counts. And I've tested for series regular roles on TV shows, which means I got super duper close, but I have never actually had a long time in a show or a movie where I could really sink myself into a character and have a lot of time on screen, So one day I get an audition from my agents and it's for a role in a feature film. It's a nice supporting role. It's the sister of the lead in the film. And I went on it, had a really great audition. And the next thing we heard from the casting director was that I just didn't look enough like the lead. And I mean, she's a redhead and we really do look nothing alike. But they liked me and really wanted me to be a part of the project, so they offered me a smaller role, which was just a 1-day, shoot or whatever. So my agents passed that info on to me and they said that I could pass if I wanted to. It was an independent feature film, relatively small role, so they said I could pass. But we talked through it and all agreed that work begets work and that I should do it. So I did. And I had an awesome shooting experience. I got to work with Catherine Dyer. She was in Stranger Things. She was in Dirty Grandpa. She's just an awesome, awesome, talented actress. And we got to be in a car accident scene together. And I really loved the way it turned out. And while I was there shooting that, there was a guy who was on set who approached me and let me know that he was going to be directing this same production company's next feature film and that I should come in and audition for the lead. Sure. So I did. I went in and I met him again and I auditioned for it with the casting director and I booked it. They offered me the role. So the day the offer came in, my agents called me and they told me that they were offering me the lead role of this film. And then of course there had to be a whole bunch of conversations about money and all that crap. And then when they called me at the end of the day to tell me what the final deal was with their negotiations, they said, oh, and we have one more for you. And I'm like, huh? One more what? And they said, we have one more movie offer for you. You put something on tape a month ago and they called to offer you the lead. Say what? Literally in the same day, I booked 2 leads of feature films. I was feeling so overwhelmed and so lucky and so excited. It was just incredible. So of course I said yes to them both and we got started shooting the first one. It was 13 days, which actually was spread out over a total of 3 weeks. And then I took a 5-day break and then the production on the next film began. Lucky for me, they didn't overcross, so I was able to do them both. And whew, it was intense. It was intense. Seriously, I worked my freaking ass off. It was so hard and exhausting and exciting all at the same time. So big feature films take a long time to do. The actual filming process, I believe, can be anywhere from 1 to 3 months. But depending on budget and all kinds of factors, movies can take all, different times to film. These 2 took 13 days each to film. So the entire hour-and-a-half long movie was shot in 13 days, which is a really, really, really short compacted time. So each shooting day was about 12 to 13 hours with one 30-minute lunch break in between. And when you're the lead, which is, you know, rad, it's a lot of work. You're in almost every scene. So you are working like all day long. Like you arrive, you have your makeup done, and you start shooting immediately. There is no sitting around waiting like when you're a co-star or a guest star on a TV show. It's just work all day long, all the way up until the end. And like as soon as you finish that 30-minute lunch, like you gotta get your makeup back and get right back in. It's really intense. The cool thing was that, well, the scary thing, and then it turned out to be cool, when I, got these scripts and started working on them, I'm looking at these scripts and I'm like, okay, I've never had to memorize more than like 2 pages of dialogue. This is 120 pages of dialogue per film, but somehow miraculously, like I would work on this stuff the night before and then have to shoot it the next day, and the muscle in your brain that you use to control learning lines and memorization gets stronger and stronger, just like any muscle that you would work out on a daily basis, and it did really just get easier and easier. So that became like a really great tool for me to improve upon, was my ability to just pick up material and like get off book on it right away. And also because I had so little time to work on everything, all these scenes and all this dialogue wasn't so precious to me. I wasn't so worried about how it would all come out. There wasn't really time to stress about that. You really just like look at it, learn it, figure out what you really want in the scene, what your objective is, what your obstacles are, and then you just like fly and go for it. So that was pretty cool to have less time to panic about memorizing it and just like going for it. That was really neat. I was really proud to see myself just kind of like pull it together and make it happen and just like power through it. One thing about movies that I knew, but I never really got to experience firsthand, was that you shoot completely out of order. So we shot like the very last scene on the very first day. There were some really emotional or really like intimate scenes that had to be shot right when you meet your castmates. Like, it's really out of order, which means the wardrobe is all out of order. So like I said, you shoot 13 hours, which means you shoot like sometimes like 20 scenes in a day, and all those scenes happen on different days. So you're like changing in and out of every wardrobe constantly. It's nuts. It was really crazy. Both of the films were both very different shooting experiences, both really great, but they both spend their budget on different ways, and they both have different ways of being efficient. One had a really huge crew, one had a really small crew. It was just really fun to see the different experiences I could have shooting these 2 different films. The part that I loved the very most was getting to build this little like movie family. So when you're working with people every day for a few weeks, they really start to become your family. You're with them all day, and you're working together, and it's so awesome, and you get so close, and then you have to say goodbye at the end of all of it, which really sucks, but I don't know, it was just really nice to get to work with such incredible people. And speaking of relationships, just like in the first film that I did that led me to the second film to get a role in that, relationships are so important. I'm not saying like every job you get, you should be some like weird snake and try to maximize every conversation that you have and like see who you can meet and what you can get out of them. But if you really click with somebody and you guys feel like you work really creatively well together, keep in touch with those people, because you never know when you're going to be working on something again and they might want to work with you. Maybe they need someone like you for their project. It's really important to build good, strong relationships when you get these jobs. Gosh, I'm sure there's so much more that I'm leaving out that I wanted to share with you guys, but I'll think of it later. You guys, I just feel so grateful that I got to do that work and do those movies. I do believe that when you're lucky enough to get jobs, it's really important to express to the universe your gratefulness, because jobs are not just like an everyday occurrence. I just think it's important to be grateful, and I don't know yet what's happening with the other film that I shot. Of course, I will let you guys know when it's coming out and all that good stuff. But for now, don't forget, Friday, January 19th, it says 9 p.m. Central, but that is so confusing because like on my DirecTV, it says it's at 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. It's called Deadly Inn or Deadly B&B. I will, of course, put it in the comment section when I know exactly what the title is, like 100% for sure. Thank you guys so much for your support. It means the world to me. Thank you for tuning into this channel. Please give it a like if you liked this video, and share the channel and subscribe to it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.